Oh man. Oh man. This is like history, old school. I love it. Back in 1985, when LL Cool J first came around and was doing his thing, Crush Groove was out. And Run DMC was really getting a break and starting out. And Russell was getting ready to launch Def Jam. And they were on Profile Records. They already had their own deal. Run DMC was already solidified. LL's just happy to have the opportunity to do this. Now, he screwed up a lot of money because they was finna make a video for I Can't Live Without My Radio. And LL wanted to be in the movie. He was not scheduled to be in this film. And Run wanted to make the film. When they were doing the script, LL's not in the script. He's not in it at all. Russell wants to push the narrative of putting LL in the film. So Run's like, man, you can't be adding, man. It's a Run DMC film, man. We got Curtis Blow, Run DMC, the Fat Boys was the newest thing out. And they was what was happening at the time. And that's why I said people try to omit them. The Fat Boys was just as important, if not more at the time. They were big. LL was just getting started. And you turn around and LL, when they put this one scene in the movie, they was like, he gonna do one verse of the song and then that'll be it. Like, he gonna come in for auditions. So they brought in another artist who was an R&B artist too. They brought her in and let her do her little piece. So they had her and LL Cool J come in. And it was another guy who did an audition too. Came in for Crush Groove, did an audition. He didn't make the movie, but a lot of people thought he was going to be outstanding. But he didn't make the final cut because he wasn't signed with Def Jam. But no one ever knew what happened to him. But anyway, back to what we're talking about. Run was like, yo, he didn't really want to feel this idea of doing it. Then they heard LL rap and was like, oh, wow. Because Ad Rock and Run was close, and Ad Rock and LL was like, they were like brothers almost, as much as they hung out, and LL be in there listening to beats and the way they scratching and the noise. That's how LL learned really how to make his album. Like the Bad album, how to direct the sound and everything, because he was working with Ad Rock so much that when he was seasoned, he was getting seasoned. So when he made Big and Deffa, that's why he knows what to ask for, instead of just saying, all right, I'm just going to trust what y'all do and I'm going to just lay the beat, lay the rap down. He actually had some direction on, this what I like. Can you do it this way? He was learning. So by the time Big and Deffa came out, he was polished. He was ready to go. So radio was just raw talent. But in the meantime, Run DMC got the hit album of the world in 1987, which took rap to a whole new plateau with Walk This Way. And it's incredible. Now, and this is 1987. They wanted to do one song and wanted to see if they could do a feature with Run DMC on the LL Cool J album. They was like, man, we can get, Profile to let Run DMC do this, and, here's Russ. I'm the manager. I manage Run DMC, so I talked to Run, I talked to D, and I see if they want to do it. If y'all can come together and make a song, because that'd be huge. That'd be huge. Now, in the meantime, Big and Deffa is not out. Okay, and at the meantime, Raising Hell's not even out. But radio's been out, and everybody's talking about Crush Groove. That's been out. And Run DMC is working on this album for Profile, and it's getting ready to drop. And all of a sudden, you know, Russ was trying to do this collaboratory song, brought up the idea of doing the song with Run DMC and LL. And they was like, Encyclopedia Kid. Because that's how they used to talk about LL. Like, they really didn't hang out with LL. LL's from Farmers. They know him. You know, Farmers Boulevard, St. Albans, Queens. You know, they were like, okay. They from Hollis, though. And Hollis is an entirely different type of energy. You know, so they rocked parks together, you know, and they did what they did. When they went on the tours and on the bus, you know, they already had their own tour bus. But sometimes Run would hang out with Beastie Boys, Ad Rock, and he got to hear LL Cool J before, and just like, this kid must have read an encyclopedia, you know, like, what does that word even mean, you know, like. So Run just be like, man, nobody's gonna understand this kid, man, he's an encyclopedia. So all of a sudden, this guy, Ron, was like, nah, man, nah, we not finna rap with encyclopedia, man. Then people be like, man, what is this? You know, we already got our things, our style, nah, we good. So he was like, well, you know, Russ was trying to get them to do it, and he was like, man, Russ, nah, man, you know, like, nah, kid'll be alright, you know, like, he'll be alright, he don't need us on the record. So LL was like, hesitant on the idea of having a feature on his album like that, you know. Shabazz was the only feature he really had on his first album. Lord Shabazz, his guy, you know. And then now it was just Shabazz, and over here it was Bobcat to the group now, Cut Creator, and E-Love, you know, and that's the way they wanted to keep it, crew. They wanted to keep it the way it was. And once you heard the records and the album, they said, oh, we don't need Run DMC on this record. Sorry about that. But nah, we good. So, I mean, those were the good old days, but it wouldn't be till like 2003 before you would hear Run DMC and LL Cool J on the same record. And it was a Dr. Pepper commercial, that BU that came out in like 2003. That's the only time in history you would hear LL Cool J and Run DMC, I think, on a song. I don't know I think they had a bunch of people in this ad, because he saluted them in the BU, you know, commercial and all that stuff. So, you know, I felt them. And I think they did they do the Heal on the Heal Yourself? I don't know. Was LL in Heal Yourself? I know it was, I think Run DMC and LL was in that. So they might have been on the Hill with Freddie Fox and Kid Capri. Heal Yourself, whoa. With KRS-One and Queen Latifah, MC Lyte. That was like the new Self-Destruction. But these were the days, man. And I mean, you guys got to understand your rap history and go back and check up on your guys, man. And check up, you know, learn about the times of what went down, man, when the bus broke down. And what guys had a show to do, man. They had to make it work, man. It's crazy. You got your roadie out there, or the bus broke down. They was helping the bus driver change the tires. You know, people losing the records that they were supposed to have. Like, that was real. That was real. Like Ice-T, DJ, Evil D, or Evil E, whatever, he lost the records. That really happened. Dude left the records on the doggone Trailway bus or whatever. They flew into some town. The record, one of the crates of records was there. So what happened is they ended up creating a remix and then started doing the rhyme to a whole different record. And that started to change with the remixes, and people was like, hey, I like that. Dude, man, I wish you made that song on that record. That was the best one. They was thinking like, man, maybe people don't mind hearing the same record, same rhymes on a different record. I thought they feel like they was getting gypped, and we had to make some more rhymes. We can do this forever. But L was a huge fan of Run DMC. Still is. LL loves Run DMC. Run DMC loved LL Cool J. So, I mean, but just at the time when Run was doing his thing, you know, he didn't really run with LL. You know, LL ran with his own little crew. They were like the big brothers. You know, so when they were like the big brothers of everything, Run and all that, and plus Run has so much swag and was so much paranoid about, you know, anybody coming in his spot during that time. You know, he was wild, and when the success from like 87 to 90, Run was like in his own world. He was over swagged out, super paranoid. Everything was going on with Run at that time. So you talking about a whole different type of Run from Run DMC. And like, to put the icing on the cake, he really didn't want to do the record with LL on the record, you know. And if Ron ain't feeling it, D ain't feeling it, and Jay ain't feeling it, like, we don't need to put no people like everybody on the record. You know, we'll do it with Curtis Blow. You know, Curtis didn't even get on the record with LL. And that's who LL would love to have done a song with Curtis Blow. But Curtis, I think his record company or record label, whatever, they weren't going to approve it. But LL would have loved to have done a song with Curtis Blow in a heartbeat. He always gave Curtis his props as the king of rap. And he was always the prince of rap. The industry and all the media started naming LL the king of rap. And that's when all the stuff started coming. LL never called himself the king of rap. He always called himself the prince. The prince of rap is about to throw down. He always say that. The prince of rap. He would always say he was the prince. And Curtis Blow was the king. He would never put himself before Curtis Blow. But the media started saying LL, because since Big and Deffa came out, that was just it. LL Cool J, the king of rap. The king of rap. LL Cool J. LL, you the king. So, naturally, you know, ego came into play. Because LL was selling just as much as Run DMC. Now it's like, whoa. Okay, this kid is for real. Encyclopedia getting down. You know, so it was what it was. You know, it was a great era. But they were so focused, dude. They were so busy from 1986 to 1990. Run DMC had done so much. Like, they had no break. Like, normally you celebrate an album for a couple of years before you came out with another one. They turned right back around in 88 and dropped Tougher Than Leather. And just knocked it out the park with the movie and the doggone album. Run DMC had their own movie, Joe. Are you kidding me? That's still one of my favorites. I can't find it on DVD nowhere. But I'm going to grab it. It's somewhere. I'm getting Tougher Than Leather. But anyway, I've talked your ears off. But yeah, that's why we didn't get the collab, man. I think the Heal Yourself was the only thing you was going to get with a collab when it was just a compilation of everybody together. But other than that, LL did like a tribute to him in that Dr. Pepper commercial with Run-DMC and LL. So, yeah, hip hop history, baby. Truth behind. Don't forget to follow the playlist. I'm out.